Hello again. This is video number 2 for today. We're talking about how can we go from arc measures to central angles to inscribed angles measures. Really, how do we figure out all this information? So in this first example, we have an inscribed angle CDB, and the measure of angle CDB is given to us as 47.69 degrees. Then it asks us to draw in central angle CAB. So C to A to B. And then we need to find the measure. So I'm going to take a protractor and I'm going to measure it, which I can't see on my screen right now. But the measurement I'm going to get is 95.38 degrees. Interesting. And something that we should note is that if I were to take this arc, the measure of arc CB, it would equal 95.38 degrees as well. So you might take a second and just say, well, how do I go from here to here? How are they related? Actually, if you multiply 47.69 by 2, you get this number here. So let's see if that that pattern still holds in the next example. Here's another circle. It has inscribed angle QON, and that angle has a measure of 80 degrees. And they ask us to draw in central angle Q to P, P to N, and they're asking us for the measure. That's what this little M means. I'm going to take my protractor and I'm going to get 160 degrees. Interesting. And the measure of this arc here, of arc QN, is also equal to 160 degrees. So let's again do some noticing. It's going from 80 to 160. That's also times 2. So what we might notice is that inscribed angle measure times 2 is equal to our central angle measure. And this is also equal to our arc measure. And all of this works because they share endpoints. So the Q and the N are shared. The C and the B are shared. So this only works if the angles and arcs share endpoints. So take a second, pause the video, jot this down, and we are going to show how we could use this to find variables and missing information. So this is a lot on the page right here, so we're just going to focus on number 1 for right now. So first it says angle BDA and angle ACB are blank angles. So it's looking for inscribed or central. So first BDA. If you don't have a highlighter, you're going to want a highlighter or some colors. It's going to be really helpful. That is an inscribed angle because point D is not the center. So this is inscribed. Thus, these angles, okay, well, we forgot about angle ACB. ACB. Oh, look at that. They share this arc right here. So these two angles, because they share this arc, they're going to be congruent. They're going to be equal. Because these angles have the same, we call it intercepted arc. Because we know that 2 times 2y is going to equal this in yellow, and 2 times 64 is going to equal this in yellow. So they have to be equal to the same thing. So 2y is equal to 64 degrees since they're congruent. Divide by 2 and we should get 32. AB is 2 times the measure of angle ADB. So remember, your arc is twice as big. So 2 times 64 degrees is going to equal the measure of arc AB. So we'll multiply by 2, and we'll get 128 degrees is equal to the measure of arc AB. Let's try another one. I know you might be feeling a little confused right now, but remember, this is new. We're going to take our time, and you can ask questions in Zoom. Okay. Arc BA. Ooh, that's here. The measure of arc BA is 114 degrees, and it's going to be, that's not what they were asking, is blank 2. So is it half, or is it congruent or equal? Measure of angle BCA. So BCA, this is a central angle. So central angles, we said earlier, are equal to their arc measure. So this is equal to measure of angle BCA. So x is equal to 114. And we're done. Angle BDA, that's over here. This is an inscribed angle. D is not the center, it's a point on the circle. So that means it's going to be half. It's smaller, it's half of arc AB. So 114 divided by 2 is going to equal y. The arc is twice as big. And 114 divided by 2 is equal to 57. So y is equal to 57. This last one is another example. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, go ahead and try to pause the video and work through it on your own. If you're feeling ready to try some of the Desmos activities, go for it. And if you want one more example, feel free to stick along with me. Okay, angle BDA, we're looking, is inscribed or central? Inscribed. Angle BCA, so we'll highlight this. BCA is a central angle. C is the center. Because these angles share the same intercepted arc, they share this intercepted arc. Angle BDA, so that's the smaller one. BDA, it's our inscribed angle, is half, it's not equal to, it's going to be smaller, of BCA. So when we do BDA, we have to multiply this by 2, our inscribed angle, to get the central angle. And now here is going to be a little bit of algebra review. You're going to want to distribute. So 2x plus 8 equals 3x minus 9. And then we're going to want to move our like terms over. So get these on one side and the x's on the other. I'll subtract 2x first. We're undoing. Add 9. 17 equals x. Then it does ask us to actually find the measure of the two angles. So what you're going to do is you're going to take x and plug it in. So we have BDA, that was our inscribed one, so 17 plus 4 degrees. And so that is equal to 21 degrees. And then BCA, that was our central angle, so that is 3 times 17 minus 9 degrees. And 3 times 17 is 51, minus 9 is 42 degrees. Aha, that's good. That times 2 is equal to 42. Perfect. That means we did it right. So these are just a couple of ways that we can go between inscribed angles and arc measures and central angles. Please ask questions during class. I'll talk to you later.